It's another video from Ozzy's Robot. Brought to you by the Banana Collection.
Oh, hey everyone, come on in, welcome back. I have two spectacular toys today with great history too. Debuting in a phenomenal year, 1963, one of my favorite years because it's the year of the split window Corvette, the year that Godzilla versus King Kong was released in America in the theaters, and a host of other cool things. As always, my friends, before we get comfortable, do me a favor, kick back in your favorite chair wherever you're at, work, home, school, Starbucks, a coffee shop. Grab your favorite beverage. Maybe it's coffee, maybe it's soup, maybe it's tea. In my case, an unopened Snapple peach tea. One of my favorite guilty pleasures with all that sugar. It is what it is, though. And crack open a Slim Jim or something, some other snacks so you can focus now. Stir and clank that coffee, and now pay attention. And you know what? Let me ask you, if you haven't subscribed, do me a favor, subscribe, man. This is the channel, the greatest channel from your favorite toy guy, where you'll see literally millions of dollars worth of toys. And where the hell else are you going to get that? Nowhere, I assure you. It will also be an educational experience because you know what? When you see these awesome toys, one day you may be walking into like an antique store, a thrift store, and you know what you're gonna say when you sell that freaking tin toy that you found for $10, and then you flip it through an auction house for $20,000. You're gonna say, "Thank God I watched Ozzy's Robots," because you know what? That's the reason I knew that toy was worth a ton of money. And speaking of a ton of money, here you go, man. Here you go. Here's two more. Grotesquely expensive, highly rare toys. And this is funny, though, for two reasons. Number one, because this one, I'm doing a two for one. And this is the one that I acquired recently. And for some reason, talking to my character guru, Josh, he's like, "Well, yeah, you got the blue kanji one, which is the ATD. But you know what? I had the ATD all along. It's this one." So what I got was the Bandai version. So I'm sort of finishing the set. I believe I have all the ATDs, including a secret character that most of you probably didn't even know they made. One of the 60s anime characters was made by ATD in tin, a tin walker like this. And let me tell you something, it's rare. I don't think I've ever seen it before, other than the collection. You want to see which one I'm talking about? Take a trip over here, man, and you'll see it. Anyway, what's really important about Ken the Wolf Boy is that it's the first series, I believe, that Miyazaki, you know, the famous Miyazaki, the friggin' Disney of Japan's animation, the guy with such classic as like Howl's Moving Castle and Princess Mononoke. Yes, that Miyazaki. This was like the first anime series that he worked on that debuted in 1963. And I believe this was by Toei Animation. And not only was it Miyazaki's first series, but I think this was the first anime series out of Japan that had like more frames per second than any other anime show. So that was a milestone. Not only that, 63, by the way, was the year I think that Astro Boy debuted, and that sort of caused a stir and upheaval in the world of animation. So a lot of things going on in 63 and with this particular character. Now, Ken the Wolf Boy has a story very similar to Tarzan in that he was raised by two wolves, intelligent wolves. And his mission became to protect vulnerable animals from predators and humans, and then protect other people that were vulnerable themselves. So it's a very noble plot line. Again, very similar to Tarzan. And let's see, which one do we go with first? So let's look at, I don't think I did or created a video on this is the first one I got, was actually the ATD that's been sitting for a while now. Boy, I'm glad I got this because I didn't realize this was a Miyazaki, one of his first series that he worked on, until I did a little extra research. So the drawing on this box, I mean, it is friggin' like crude as hell. It looks like a cartoon. I mean, not a cartoon, like a crayon drawing. Like, what the hell were they thinking kind of illustration? But having said that, I love it. Absolutely love it because it has a charm, like a watercolor or whatever, or something like that, or very simplistic. To me, it gives me a watercolor impressionist vibe. And here he is with his wolf fans, friends, not fans. Look at the big mama jamma there. Is this like a watercolor or an impressionist painting? And ATD, man, they are freaking hard as hell to find. Super, super hard. Here's your end panel. Kind of like have some ivy growing there. I like that panel, man. That panel is slick, slick. The end panel is the same. Let me open this box, make sure there's nothing, just some bubble wrap in there. And a little strengthening there. Take that out. But anyway, this box, given that it's now, holy moly, 61 years old. Can you believe that? Holy cow, we're getting old, man. We are getting old. And here is the ATD version. I don't have a friggin' key for this guy, which I'm not even going to worry about because, you know, at the end of the day, the ATD walkers, oh, this one is stable as hell. Way more stable than my Astro Boy, which I don't think I've made a video on him. If I did, he's falling over. Most of my ATD walkers are not that rigid and stable, but this one does seem to be stable. You know, I thought I had a key. Let me double check in this box. Damn you, why are you selling me toys without keys? Whoever sold me this toy. I might have the key somewhere else. But anyway, so let's look at the toy, though. Flesh color, red kanji. The head sort of, let me back up a little bit here. Whoop. The head can sort of move around a little bit. You don't want to do it too much. Wolf Boy Ken has, you know, red hair because, you know, this is before, like, if this was Disney, he'd be ginger-sided, right? They don't like redheads over there. And here's your ATD logo. Here's your on-off button. His loincloth, I don't know if he's getting a little, you know, pervy here, but it's curling up. Usually gravity, doesn't gravity work in the opposite direction? Like things would fall down. In this case, it's curling up, and it's vinyl, man. I mean, yeah, I could try to unfurl this, but you know what? I don't want to damage it. This original loincloth. But let's play around while you're watching me do this, you know. So I'll rip it or do something stupid, and you're like, "You idiot! Why did you do that?" But look, you see, I got to cover his privates, you know. And then he's got some lithography on the feet, and that's pretty much it. It's a shame I don't have the key, but you know, it is what it is. Now, for the Bandai version, this is the one I recently acquired. And Josh, if you're listening, I think this is the one you misconstrued with the ATD. Now you're going to say, no, that's not what I said. But yes, you did. So here's the Bandai version. And Bandai created a lot of these walkers in general for these characters. And this box is a little more traditional, like a comic booky, let's say. Look at these poor wolves. They're like so confused. My God, what's going on? But he looks very handsome there. He doesn't have red hair here. You know, in this box he has green hair. So what's up with the hair? Why didn't you color it red the way he should be? He's winking at us here at the side panel. Well, I wish I had two wolf friends. That would be kind of cool. I have a Bichon, though. That's better than nothing. And here somebody wrote something in kanji. What is this? Oh, look at that. Look at that. I didn't even see this before. Toei Animation, Tokyo, Japan. Is that freaking spectacular? You know why? Because Toei, I'm up to like almost episode 540 of One Piece, the anime. I'm really enjoying the hell out of that series. So here's the other end panel. He's pointing at something. What? I couldn't tell you. I'm going to have to find this on YouTube. You know, instead of doing my normal introduction, I would you know, splice in if I found the introduction of this. But sometimes, you know, the Japanese get really possessive with their friggin' anime stuff, and they'll copyright strike it and all kinds of stuff. So I'm very careful not to do that. Now, here he has his blue loincloth, and you can see it's not curling up. In fact, gravity is working in the direction that I would have expected, and it's curled down. So I'm not sure what's going on with this guy here, but he also has his on-off switch. Oh, look at this jam. There we go. Is that on or off? We'll find out. So he's got the blue loincloth. He's obviously a little shorter. And I'm looking at this, and the heads look the same, but they're different heads. Obviously, this one is bigger. The hair is different. Obviously, the body's different. And this one has the key in here. So let's wind him up, see if he does anything. Oh, he's like, man, dude, I'm like 60 now. I don't want to walk anymore. My walking days are over. That is some purposeful, slow walking. I don't believe, it's a shame that ATD never made a version of Gigantor like that. I'd love to have an ATD Gigantor, but like I said, I believe I have all the ATDs, which is not an easy feat to accomplish. If you want to see the secret one, you'd have to come visit. I do have to keep some surprises from you. Yeah, he's all done. Now I'll put him in the case. He'll probably come back to life. Knock over some toys. See? He still has some juice left in him. So what I will do, look at the factory touch-ups, by the way. There was, back in the day when they had people working in their, cottage industries. They could have been making these in their house and tabbing them over and putting the little touch-ups. It's just kind of cool. Part of the toy history. Let me put that switch on off. Ugh. There we go. There we go. And that, my friends, was a look at both super rare, super desirable Ken the Wolf Boy. One by Bandai, one by ATD, released in 1963, released the anime. I'm not sure when the toys were. I'm sure shortly thereafter. And the first project worked on by Miyazaki, the legend. It would be like having the first project that Walt Disney worked on, So it makes these things very special. And, they're, I guess, environmentalists and conservationists, saving all those animals from predators. So with that, thank you for your time. Let me know what you think. If you like this, do me a favor, thumb up the video, leave a remark. And with that, I always appreciate your time. And I, my friends, will talk to you later.